Ladies and gentlemen, we are back because it's Tuesday or any other day of the week, who cares? It's from the death time! That is literally what the channel is right now. And if you like the other games I used to play, I guess you're not watching this video anyways, but so it doesn't help that I tell you that there will be other games added back later when I'm feeling more Genki. In any case, we have From the Depth. And they have dropped new things in the update that's coming. It's in alpha. We're playing alpha. And it actually was pretty funny before I checked the update, and I did point out there is a typo here. It said rail barrel or something. Yeah, well, I can't find it now, but it doesn't matter. It's added new in the added update. Added new rail gun barrel component. So I haven't even seen this component yet. Wow, railgun barrel. I'm kind of prepared to be disappointed. They're probably going to look just like the normal barrels, right? No, they don't. They look kind of old APS vibes. This is not retexture. This is like pretty old classic textures. So this is a variant. Okay, and this is another. Oh, okay. And then we have a railgun barrel. Okay, so we can have them kind of without any filling in different variants. And they are also available in long versions and shorter versions. Then we have the 4-meter variant. So one is kind of offset and one is kind of not offset. And I'm like questioning why there are so many options, because we don't have this many options for many of the other weapon systems. But more customization, I like it. Why not? Seriously, why not? Look at this, like, apply texture. We could probably use this for vents and stuff. Hold on. Not to get into deco hell immediately, but also let's get into deco hell immediately. Look at that, looking nice. Anyways, railgun barrels are, as you might understand, adds railgun charge capacity. So it's basically like magnets, I guess. I don't know. One really cool thing that I wanted for a long time is that the capacity of larger recoil absorbers are now boost. So they have a slight boost on capacity, so 8 of these are not as good as 1 of these to kind of lower block use like anything else in the game. So, you know, that's a welcome little fix or balance act. Yeah, so we must absolutely test this out. Let's get up the little target thing, and we're gonna build 2 different guns that are going to be testers. And by the way, in the previous video where we looked at the alpha update for railguns, I kind of thought that 400mm was stronger than 500mm. And several of you in the comments field, thank you very much by the way, probably found the issue. We're gonna test that out to be sure, of course, but you probably found the issue, and that was that I accidentally shot 2 shots at really high RPM, and they were so fast that I didn't see them were able to shoot 2 shots at 400mm, whereas on 500mm you can only shoot 1 shot. That's the idea, at least, so we're gonna check that out. Anyways, let us build. Is this kind of okay? Beautiful. We have a couple of those. We don't need the coolers, but I want the down to the bottom like this. Right, so we can have a mantlet. We don't really need that, but right. So we need to have a basic kind of system. Let's go with a couple of 8-meter autoloaders. We're gonna make a very simple little setup here. It doesn't need to be nice. It's just that we want to test the thing. Something like that. And then we need, of course, a good bit of railgun chargers. Beautiful. And I heard the railgun chargers were kind of 560? I thought they were 800 in cost. I read it would be more expensive, but maybe I have an old number in my head. Maybe they were expensive before. Who knows? That's the problem with From the Depth. You think you learn something, and then the game changes. And you're like, oh, hope I remember the right values. Anyways, we can stop the symmetry plane now, because now we obviously need to do the difference. Barrels. We're gonna have 2 pieces of barrel here. And the barrel cost 80, right? Regular barrel. Then we have railgun magnet, which goes here, right? Yes, I should know. And then we have a couple of these, right? So this is now 7,000 energy per piece. It was less before. It was like 5,000 per piece, I think it was. Yeah, anyways. Then we're gonna go over here and we're gonna do the railgun barrel. So I wanna have the hollow barrel. Okay. And I wonder, like, it doesn't say how much load does it have per piece? 28,000? This game really needs a period between the numbers. It's hard to see what numbers are. If it's like 20,000 or 200,000 or like 2 million, or you never know. It's nice though when they're divided up for easy readability. But whatever. One single piece is 7,000. Yeah, this is like like the magnets. Like, is there any downside? Like, it seems the cost is the downside. They have the same health, same armor class. They are heavier. Yeah, they are heavier. A good bit heavier. And they, of course, cost 600 instead of 20. And that makes a long one cost 2,400. Oh yeah, okay, that's a downside. That's a downside. It's not for your cheap guns. This is for expensive guns. Expensive guns only, crew. Right. Makes sense, maybe. I don't know. That expensive? 600 for 1 meter? Really? 2,400 for a barrel? Really? Well, I know. Maybe it makes sense. They also seem to have this, like, there are 1 on inaccuracy modifier, muzzle velocity change, and cooldown modifier. Whereas the railgun barrel says 0 on all of them. So I suppose that if you have a railgun barrel, you can't shoot a gunpowder thing from it. Would make sense. So the railgun barrel is thus not for systems that are rail assisted then. Well. What? How do I not have full velocity? Okay. I mean, of course, full gauge. Anyways, they're assigned to the red shell. I guess they're a little bit too chunky right now. Perhaps we should shorten this down artificially. Oh my. This is a bad shell, but whatever. So, they fit now. Look at that. So, if we fire this thing... Can we, like, watch this in slow motion? Can you, like, fire or something? How long does it take to load this thing? Oh my god. This is strange. Weapon incomplete and barrel cooling down. Oh shit. This thing maybe one of them is like too hot or something. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. It's not working though. Why is it not working? Right, so there was something about the game being in slow motion speed or whatever that made things take forever. I don't know. So anyways, if we do put it in like slow mode, you can see that this shell isn't really... Is it even going anywhere? Or did it just not spawn? Looks like it's fired. I don't know. Anyways, you can see it doesn't get to the target and this does. And the only thing that is different is the type of barrel setup we have. So railgun barrel doesn't work to fire gunpowder shells. And that makes sense. So this is probably where that little modifier thing comes in on the railgun barrels, that they say 0 on muzzle velocity and stuff like that. Basically meaning it nullifies the muzzle velocity that's possible from gunpowder. Basically, I guess saying if you have gunpowder, the shell won't work. To kind of test this, what if we remove the gunpowder? Let's have some high explosive solid rod, just like that. And we're gonna reload all here a couple of times and see the difference. So bam. Okay. Didn't you shoot? Oh crap. Right. Right. The previous research is incomplete. So you can see here this shell speed is 0. Apparently, the railgun barrel. Maybe you thought that you could replace your railgun parts. Oh no, why would the game make anything simple for you? You can't replace your magnets, you still have to cram them in there. It's just that you don't need to have a lot of magnets anymore. And you're paying a fucking humongous premium to not have a lot of magnets. So, well, you still need some. Now, these guns have the same capacity. Right, I think. I don't know. Something like this. So if we reload everything and click fire, maybe it will fire. I don't know. It will not. Alright, I'm getting pretty sus here. I was wondering maybe like only a specific variant of the railgun barrel kind of works or what the hell. But I'm starting to think railgun barrels doesn't replace anything. It's just integrated capacity or something. Because it seems that, as you can see, the railgun barrel had a muzzle velocity change of 0. So I'm thinking perhaps you have to mix regular barrels and railgun barrels or something. I have actually no idea. If we swap one of the barrels to a regular barrel, will the gun start to have a velocity? No. What the hell? I was even thinking, do we need a railgun casing for it to work? It doesn't work. Guess we are just gonna try and make a regular kinetic thing with a hollow point head. Not high explosive head, hollow point head, thank you very much. Okay, heavy head it is, whatever. See if anything works. I'm very confused. 0? But why? It is like what? Can you like fire? You can't. Why do you refuse to fire? So as soon as we remove the railgun barrel, it starts rotating. So it kind of just cancels it. What the hell? So I'm gonna think, what if we like remove this thing again? No. Not possible. Not possible. Railgun magnet. What the hell? We add it like that. I have no idea. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have officially wasted time. So I threw an hour on my life understanding this. Yes. Fourth barrel post, they broken. Great. So I. Well, that's a good empirical testing video. We found out about nothing really. Well, that's sad. It's broken, but whatever. And I didn't even record this on the day the update was dropped. So too bad. Whatever. We're gonna check out if 400mm really is worse than 500mm. Or like did I shoot 2 shells at once, or is everyone that caught the issue in the comment section actually wrong? I guess we'll see about that very soon. It's a pack cannon. What am I supposed to use a pack cannon for? There we have them. So we're just casually going to copy paste a little bit. Beautiful. Now we have a longer shell, and this is gonna be 400mm. Oh, that is 400mm. This is gonna be 500, and we should probably set a. Let's try it first without the firing limit, just to recreate the issues or something. But this shell isn't as long. We may not actually recreate the issues with this. All right. That was so much weaker than I anticipated. Well, probably because the max energy per shot isn't maxed out. That's a good thing to add. I thought it was like, are we in slow motion, or why are the shells so sad? This should be repaired as well. So if we fire like that, okay. Maybe we should try against something stronger. There we go. And here we can see that this time the 500mm one did more damage. But anyways, that's probably because we are not maxed out also on the shell. I think we should actually go and find Netrameira's maximum AP thing. Because that's what we tried last time, right? So we're just gonna do a reload all and a little repair and fire, and now we get the same results like last time. 400mm does more damage. So if we lower the RPM to like, I don't know, 9, we shouldn't double fire. You go down to 9. We should then do a little repair, and then we fire again. And boom, look at that. The 500mm one now does more damage. Thank you for telling me what was wrong. Then we know. Just to confirm. Yes, yes. The 400mm system is now weaker than the final 500mm system, and order is restored to the GMODISM empire. Isn't that fantastic? Okay, so we couldn't look at the new Railgun parts. That's very sad. That was what I wanted to do. But there is something important we need to talk about. The poles. The poles have had a massive nerf. The poor poles, look at this. Health is 600. All the stone ones. Before it was like over 1,000 or almost 1,000, I think it was. I don't know, it was kind of a cylindrical volume calculation. It kind of made sense before. Now it doesn't make any sense so ever. They now have the same stats as a measly wedge. This tiny little thing thinks it has the same volume as the poles, and it doesn't. It's I don't know. So if you, like me, fill your turrets with poles in hope that they would defend your turret heads from being shredded to pieces, well, that's not a thing anymore, because poles are now as weak as stone slopes. That's miserable. And beam slopes, yeah, it's kind of the same. So you can't use poles as a good way, like you could use poles before as a good, very compact spall catching layer if you didn't want to have a double layer for the spall catcher if you have a very minimal design. You could use that, and now you can't use that anymore, or I mean you can use that, but they also don't have the optimal like collision box or whatever it's called. The angle counts as like weaker. Poles now only provide a fixed angle bonus of versus armor piercing of 22.5 degrees. In parentheses, worse than slopes, end of parentheses. So that's very miserable. It's like, mamma mia, all my turrets need to be re-armored. The pole armor in my turrets is now not good anymore. Well, whatever. We have some other weird things. Apparently, buoyancy... Can I like be free? Thank you. Buoyancy of heavy armor is not what it was. It's not buoyant. Definitely not. But it's not as unbuoyant as it was before. Now I don't remember the stats in my head, but the buoyancy is negative 100 and okay, we can look at the regular block. Buoyancy is now negative 46. Metal has buoyancy negative 1.7, so it's still very not buoyant. But lead is buoyancy negative 158. So before, heavy armor and lead had the same buoyancy, basically. And now lead is a lot less buoyant than heavy armor. But it still has the same weight and the same volume. That to me tells it has the same density. And if anyone could explain to me how it can have a different buoyancy, well, please do so in the comments, because I'm very confused right now. I'm very confused right now. Yeah, but so you don't need to have as much alloy anymore on your despicable heavy armor bricks to make them float, which is great, I guess. GMODISM, take it easy. Tune down the salt. Remove salt. Unfortunately, there is actually a block for that. Let me just bring a couple of desalters. So we should be good for the rest of the video. Beautiful. If that was an ear rape, I'm sorry. If you like that, I have an ASMR channel, no joke. Actually, it's not a joke. Look at the end screen at the end of the video. There is one absolutely crazy thing we need to look at, and that is ERA now has the beautiful effect of dealing like I don't know if the text is in the game, but ERA, explosive reactive armor, right here, now has an effect where it will decrease the damage dealt by frag. So we need to check that out. We are going to make this a frag shell, and then we're going to test it against stuff, see if ERA and how ERA can protect it. We want to have an armor piercing head on this. Beautiful. We're going to reload. And oh yeah, we need to click on this button here too. And we should now be having the frag shell. Beautiful. Okay. So now we just need to swivel around until we have this on here. And we should repair all. Just a test fire to see that they are doing the same damage. They're doing the same damage. So now if we are removing the ERA from this portion, let me actually get back this. And to not make it super unfair, we are going to add in alloy here. Only alloy. And we will compare the results. Oh yeah, I need to focus on this. Fire! Oh, bam! Look at that! Look at that! So the era... Oh, the era kind of stops the thing as well. I forgot about that. It kind of stops the thing. And never mind. So era detonates things inside your craft as well. So the best way to test this is obviously having a pure frag shell. And then we're just going to take this side and we are going to fill it with era. By the way, the era half block is like they still cost, they cost different now. I mean, before the half block was cheaper than the full block, but now they have the same cost. But the half block or the slope is a little bit lighter, but it has less health. So we'll have to actually think a little bit and test if the full block is now worth it, or if the half block has the added benefit of just being, you know, generally lighter and yeah. But the thing is, possibly the full block could perhaps chain react less or something. I don't know. So anyways, this is the way to test it. We need to... Whoops. Repair all. No, what am I doing? Reload all. That's what I clicked though. So let's fire. Bam. Yeah. Yeah, that's significantly less frag damage. So of course, when we have embedded frag inside the layer here with the era, that also decreases the frag damage, which is nice. But it of course is hard to compare it when the other shells just goes straight through or detonates back here, as it were. Anyways, we fire again. We can see that bam. So basically, when we have era, when frag is being detonated by era, the frag damage is reduced to 20% of what it was. So this should make frag a little bit less overpowered, but just a little. So if you understood me right here, having era inside your thing, inside your ships, is still a good thing to have, because it now also protects you again. It now also protects you against AP frag by not only detonating it, but also decreasing the frag damage that is being dealt. So it doesn't, you know, that's kind of cool. Anyways, I'm thinking like this. We should be trying out what happens if we put full blocks here, so we can do a little comparison. I don't know if this is unstable or not, but I kind of noticed it recently. So if we fire here, bam, about the same amount of blocks has been lost. Oh, perhaps I think that's just basically normal variation. Yeah, it's probably kind of the same actually. More test is needed on the full block versus the half block of era, which is the best right now. And then there is one crazy thing that's in the notes for the update, and that is that perhaps they added back the large interceptor, which would make me very happy. I don't know, maybe 2 of them like that. So, do we have an interceptor? We do. We have the fat interceptor. Isn't that crazy? Ladies and gentlemen, we now have an interceptor. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, we need to fire this interceptor. I'm just gonna do a pneumatic interceptor. Wonder what the load time is for a pneumatic large interceptor. It's pretty good actually. Look at that. Isn't it cute. This is doing a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage against missiles, I tell you. Oh. Wow, I wonder if my backwards launch VLM interceptors that were developed for medium, if we can reuse the settings for large as well. Because I need to make that system. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Alright. Damage versus small, medium, large, and huge missiles. Wow, it deals 70,000 damage versus a huge missile. That's a lot. Yeah, we'll need to compare that to a medium missile. Just to see the difference. I think, I don't remember in my head exactly. So, a medium interceptor deals 10,000 damage versus a huge missile. And a large interceptor does, well, 70,000. Yeah, so it's like 7 small ones. So this little thing here, it's very large actually, deals as much damage as this battery of 7 ones. So that kind of justifies the cost, I suppose. I wonder if there are huge interceptors. I don't think there are huge interceptors. There have never been huge interceptors. So I would be a little bit surprised if there are huge interceptors, but we'll have to check. No, we don't have a missile interceptor here. Okay, that would be pretty crazy if we had a huge interceptor, but anyways. So the cost of a large missile, 2,400, 600. So which is more expensive? I don't really know. I think it's gonna be pretty similar. You know, we have gantries and stuff to be added in as well. So. And we have ammunition, so it's a calculation in itself. But yeah, we need to look at that a little bit later. I feel like large interceptor video empirical testing might be coming in. This is just a little quick look at the update where we wanted to look at a block, and that block doesn't work. So I guess that's sad. But I'm happy about the era, and very sad about the polls. Very funny joke. If you're very uneducated, this is the flag of Poland, and that's the entire joke. I shouldn't have explained that for you, but if you were very confused, this is why. I don't know. I live in Europe, so I maybe have a better grasp of European flags than you might have if you live outside of Europe, you know? So I shouldn't just assume everyone knows the flag of Poland. Yeah, but that's gonna be it for this time. Maybe a little bit rambly video where we spend too much time looking at a block that doesn't even work. But yeah, maybe it will save you a little bit of time that you don't have to sit an hour yourself and think about the block that doesn't quite work yet. But anyways, big thanks to Commodore, the all-around gamer, Commander Ali, Ben Wilkie, Cameron Dixon, Sven van der Velde, Lieutenants Anto, Kravies, Daniel Sakin, Owen, Parbagreed, Vincent Veritas, Volkite, and Scuba Rocks. And I'll see you next time. And the GMODISM channel has a cool video right now with the Drakenslang Mark III meeting the broadsword, as you requested. If you want to see that, click the bronze channel and check that out. This is your host, Eric, and I'm signing out.